Hey, and welcome to a new monthly series where I talk about games that I've been playing over the past month. The point of this series is for me to break out of what I usually play, and hopefully play more diverse games as well as share some of my thoughts on what I've been playing lately. Starting off with Destiny 2, New Light. When I saw that Destiny 2 was going free to play, I was really hyped for it because I had played the original Destiny and enjoyed it, but didn't like that I would need to keep paying for expansions just to keep up. This will probably also happen later in this game's life as well, but at least I got the intro for free, so I won't really complain too much if it does happen. From a gameplay perspective, the gunplay is fun and I love looter shooters, so this is right up my alley. So far I've been enjoying how the exotics function, and the challenge to get some of them, although I do think that some of the quests are really obtuse and require guides to even start them, which I get because they're the most powerful items in the game. But come on, Bungie, at least better explain things for newcomers in the game so we don't have to constantly look up guides to find the items that we want. Also, with the cross-save feature, I can play on my PC and Xbox, which is great, especially since the load times on Xbox are honestly insane. The only issue I have with cross-save is that the expansions don't carry over between systems, so you would have to buy each expansion twice. Overall though, I have been enjoying my experience so far. After Destiny 2, another year, another 2K. I have been very critical of 2K over the past couple of years because I've disagreed with the trajectory that the games were going in. A lot of my issues with the series come from features being taken out like in 2K15, where you could complain to the GM and get your teammates traded, or new features having little to no reason being implemented other than it makes the monetization more predatory. For example, VC outputs being altered in 2K20 to make it harder to accumulate enough VC to buy the more expensive content like My Team packs or park clothes. 2K20 is also the only game I've ever played where the jukebox function doesn't even work properly. Songs just won't play, and songs that you've turned off will continue to still play. So with all of these issues, why do I still play it every year? Well, I've been really into basketball, and specifically basketball games over the past 5 years, and 2K is the only game on the market that can give a semi-competent basketball experience. I also didn't pay for it this year, because I game share with a friend, so I really don't even care about anything, as long as I can keep dunking on people. Even with all my issues with the game, there are still some positives to this year's 2K as well. For example, the graphics are pretty crispy. The ability to choose your own badges is great, and it's definitely easier to get to at least a 95 overall this year. But those are the only positives I have though. Moving on to the final main game that I've had in the rotation, which is Modern Warfare Rebooted Edition. I haven't played a Call of Duty since Black Ops 3, mainly because no one that I play with was playing them either, but also just because I was burned out on this franchise. But again, because I'm game sharing, I decided to give this one a try, and I'm pretty happy with it so far. The gunplay in this entry is the cleanest I think it's ever been. Every gun I've used feels really responsive, and the sound design of this game is by far the most clear and bombastic of any Call of Duty that I've played. While I did really enjoy the campaign, I didn't think it was as dark as other reviewers said it was. Maybe I'm desensitized, I'm not sure, but the game story was pretty emotional at times, I'll give it that. But everyone says that they buy these games for the multiplayer only, and that, aside from my friends only wanting to play on Shipment and Shoot House, is actually really solid. While I do like the pick 10 system from Black Ops 2 and 3 more, not sure if it was in 4 because I didn't play that one, the attachment system isn't too bad in my opinion. There are only two things that bogged this game down for me. One, Gun Game, while it was available, didn't support party play for some reason, which was something that my friends and I used to play constantly back in MW3 and BO2. The second thing that I think needs improving is the mission system, where only one mission is active at a time. This leads to more tedious and constant switching, when being able to select even 3 or 4 at a time would be a great quality of life change. The next two games that I'm going to talk about are games that I highly recommend from the Xbox Game Pass. The first game is Dead Cells, which is this interesting take on a roguelite where the areas themselves are the same like a sewer or forest, but the layouts of those areas are always different. While your character can die, their death helps to progress the story, and after the first few deaths, the world and its characters change. The storytelling is also pretty subtle and relies more on the world building than in exposition dumps. I really like the fast-paced gameplay and with how the level transitions work, along with the constant source of upgrading through the level up scrolls and accumulation of souls, which is leveling currency. You always feel like you're making progress, which isn't always felt in other games in the genre. The second game I want to talk about is My Friend Pedro, and this game is definitely the most bizarre and hilarious game I've played all year. The shooting mechanics and the light puzzle solving is great. Even the character interactions between the silent protagonist and your floating banana companion / the bosses are really well done. This game is like a more surreal side-scrolling Hotline Miami, which makes sense since both of those series are published by Devolver Digital. Tangent time! Because I wanted to make sure that I was right about Devolver Digital's involvement with these two game series, I checked the Wikipedia page to make sure and found out that Devolver Digital also published an SNES game this year in 2019. Which is definitely something that I needed to share. I just finished my first playthrough of the game and I'm still trying to figure out exactly what happened in the ending, and that along with the trippy detour inside the mind of a banana definitely makes this game of the year, no questions asked. And those were all the notable games that I had played over the past month. Let me know what you played this month and drop any dope games in the comment section below. I'll see you in the next video.